Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cat's Cottage. It is daylight coming on right now. I can see out there. I'll turn you a little bit and show you. We'd go out there, but it's cold. It's about 30-ish. So that's a little bit cold yet. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. And let's see. Somebody asked me why I had sticks piled different spots around my pool. Okay. Before I made the pool into a fish pond, natural pond, I would pile sticks at the back of my property there. Anyway, I've always burned a burning pit. And that was one thing I used that for. But the main thing was I have a lot of hawks around here, and they'll come in really fast and get those birds. And that gives the birds a place to dive into to get away from the hawks or the cats or anything like that, that come in here. That's what that's for. I think you've asked me that before, and I told you. We probably just don't understand, well, why is she doing that? But that's why I do it, to protect the birds, really. I feed the birds there, and they come in, and I feed them a slice of bread. Tear the bread up and put it under a chair so they'll have some protection. And of course, they have water, and they can get on those limbs and go down and get water out of the pond there, and they don't have to. I don't have to feel bird baths and all that anymore. I keep the mosquito breeding back that way. And I don't have mosquitoes in the pond, so some of you are gonna come up with that. I test it often. It's too early now for mosquitoes, but I test it often to see if they're breeding in there, and if the water's always clear. So it's because I have so many fish in there and frogs. I have loads of frogs in there, loads of fish in there, and who knows what else is in there that I don't see. But anyway, that's the deal with the sticks. And occasionally I might take one and break it up and burn it on my little fire pit. But other than that, and I don't really add to it. When I trim a limb or find a limb down, I'll usually cut that up and put that in my stack and to burn. Uh, and that burning is just for my pleasure. Um, haven't been able to burn through this winter or now because of the wind and the rain. Um, but anyway, that's the answer to the sticks. Um, and you're welcome about the kitchen. You wanted to know about the kitchen. You're welcome. You can ask me anything. Uh, it's nothing in there is worth anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, but it makes do, and it's all I'll have in my lifetime. That's what I'll have in my lifetime, and I have accepted that, and I make the best of that. Just like this house is not. Oh, surely it's not the one I just love or have. It's one it just came to me, through marriage. And this is where I live. This is where I'm going to be till I die. Um, and that's the way it is. I have a roof over my head, and I'm able to buy food. I'm able to pay utilities. have medicine. I can buy clothes. I can, buy things. I usually buy them through the thrift store now. Uh, Only because I'm enjoying going over there. Otherwise, I would just go back to, the department stores and stuff. But I don't really order very much online unless I can't get it anywhere. Um, but I think you asked how me and my husband met. This is our third marriage, and we've been married 30 years. Um, we met, I was running to the park. I live several blocks that way, and this was his house. Um, at the time that I met him, I wasn't interested in marriage or nothing. I'd already been married twice and lost both times everything I owned and had worked hard for. So I wasn't interested in wasn't interested in another man to say it like that. I actually met him at the park. Um, when I saw him running, I thought he was a school teacher, a coach, something like that. I had no idea that people ran, practiced running, and then went and competed. I didn't know that existed. I thought that was for the Olympics. But I was there running because I'd always been a runner in and out through my life, and I enjoyed it. And I was stressed being single, 3 children. I was stressed. The job I had was terrible. Um, and, I was raising them on my own. And I wasn't looking for anybody to interfere in my life because I didn't want some man telling me what to do or my children what to do. You can't just, they were teenagers and they didn't want a father figure showing up. And, I don't blame them. Uh, so, but my older daughter had just graduated. And then the second one, it was her turn and she was about to graduate. And that's when we met. And I just had, you know, one in high school still about to graduate. So it wasn't easy. I wasn't impressed much. Men did not impress me with their crap that way. Um, but I had spoke to this man, and actually he had ended up living next door, and just casual talk. And so he stopped me one day and he said, "I'd like you to meet so and so." And so it was the man that was out there had been running that I thought was a coach for high school or something of that. And I said, "Yeah, it's nice to meet you." He was too old for me, you know. But I met him, and I ended up going on a date, which was, just really bland. To be honest, I wasn't. There was no attraction there. Um, but anyway, that's how we met, and it evolved slowly for 5 years before we married. And I had a friend, acquaintance. Let me say that's why I call her acquaintance because she never really was a true friend. But she would say to me, uh, "What else you gonna do?" Like that. And I would hear that in my head, and I think that's how I decided. Because she said, uh, What else you gonna do? You know. But anyway, that's all you wanted to know, and that's how it happened. And you know, that's that. And here I am. Um, but I just wanted to say hello to everybody, and hope that everybody is well. And welcome all you newcomers, new subscribers. Thank you so much. And my YouTube channel tells me that the most of you aren't subscribed. It's like 46% is not subscribed. So if you would subscribe, and then if you don't like me popping up on your phone or your TV, just, you know, I'm not watching her today, and click it away. But it would help me. Um, I'm still trying to get my identification straight. I'm trying to talk to the state of Texas and ask them to please could correct my birth certificate, which is a mess. Um, Everything was fine until AI came in. And when AI came in, everything had to match. Exact. So if your ID and your birth certificate don't match exactly, you might want to straighten that out. And you can ask the state where you were born for a correctional sheet, and you fill it out. I mean, you can change anything and everything, even your parents. I had thought about that, changing, changing my parents or changing my race. You know, who knows? I might get more benefits that way as with my race changed. I don't know, but you don't show your birth certificate as identification. You know, you show your driver's license. But my driver, it's a dilemma. A birth certificate don't match my driver's license, and my driver's license is going to expire soon. So I've got to get this name change, and I hope and I'm praying that Texas will say, okay, she's a good old Texas gal. Let's give her her correct name, you know. So I'm hoping that works out. But anyway, I'm that's what I'm working on. And when I do, and I get it corrected, I can give my correct identification to YouTube. See, they can't pay me without a correction, an AI correction. So I'm gonna try and get my identification, my driver's license, the way I sign my name. Oh, it's a mess. You got to pay attention to everything now with AI. You've got to really get it right. And if you don't have it right, you might want to take a look at your birth certificate and see how it's spelled. My name is Kathleen, and it's spelled Catherline, and they won't accept it. Tennessee Drivers Bureau won't accept that, and they accepted it all these years, and now they won't. So, but anyway, it's a mess, and I'm trying to get it straightened out. But I will. It may take me forever, but I will. And you know, that's the way that goes sometimes. But I just wanted to say hello to everybody and welcome everybody that has come in. And I enjoy talking to you. And I may not have something you like or say something you like. Uh, but keep watching. You may find something I'm like. I'm not that bad. Uh, I'm not. They may say, "Oh, she's racist," something like that, or she's one of those trumpeters, or whatever you want, whatever they say. No, I'm just an older woman that's living from day to day, just like you. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'll talk to y'all again later. And I hope I've answered the question right that you wanted to know about those sticks. Um, don't worry about them. Y'all take care. Bye bye.